All right, so you guys have done the challenge building consistency. That was in the previous reads that we had talking about this formula of building a stock shot. We defined a stock shot as a ball flight that starts one way, curves back towards the flag, and never over curves the line. So the ball is always playing offense time and time again. And when you play golf, you really need to have the ability to eliminate the trouble side of the hole so that you can save shots and really cut your handicap in half. So I want to give you guys just a little bit of information about this game and try to evaluate your ball flight so that you can really start to improve. It's just what we do in golf is no different than what they do in football, basketball, baseball. We need to be able to see what the result is on the field of play and then make adaptations to our swing, to our body, so that we can really maximize our golf ball's performance to really maximize our score. So let's just say, for example, you were doing your stock shot game. You had your 2 poles out there. We talked about putting a pole in front of you about 5 paces, one on the target line, one to the right, to try to see if we can hit a little push draw. And let's just say, for example, that your ball flight was like this. And you were getting balls that were starting left and curving. The way that you need to understand this is that the club face determines 75% of where the ball starts, and then the path is what makes the ball curve. So you can see this ball started left, so I know that the face was shut, and then the ball cut, so I know the path was going left of the face, which made that ball kind of like slice back. So if that was the case, we need to have a remedy or medicine, if you will, to make it so that the ball doesn't cut, because that ball feels terrible. It has no compression. It rides up the face. It goes so short, and it just doesn't feel really good. And that's what we would call, if we're setting up here, that's called like a pull cut, and we don't want to hit pull cuts. I don't really care whether we hit cuts or draws, but we need to make sure it's efficient. It's all about having a swing that has the maximum amount of time for minimum compensations, not maximum amount of compensations in a very short amount of time. So we're trying to build a swing of consistency so that you can have a swing that you're building and getting 1% better each and every day. So like this would say, hey, if I had a ball flight like this, I may be hitting it too far over the top and then, kind of slicing it back there. Now, let's say, for example, we had that shaft on the target line, another one to the right, and the ball was starting outside that right noodle. So it was starting outside the right noodle and then really hooking back to the target. That would say that our path was maybe too far from the inside and we were too shallow, which is quite frankly a great problem to have. That's like having, a BMI or a body weight index that you're like too skinny and too strong. We wish that we had that one. But even so, we still want to have a ball flight that curves, but not too much, right? So we need to know what the remedy is for this. So what I want to do is make sure when you're doing this stock shot game, evaluate the ball flight. Go back and see what you were doing in that 10-shot sample or 100-ball sample that you were doing in your performance. Then I'm going to come back to you in the last series and really talk about what you need to do to build that stock shot and build a consistency formula so that you can actually get better each and every time you go to the range, so that you can be your own coach and you don't have to be scrolling through all of these YouTube tips and Instagram tips. And listen, I got a lot of them out there, and I'm sitting here saying that we want to make sure that you're essentially becoming your own coach so that I can coach myself out of a job along with everybody else, and that you can make sure that every time you're going to the range, you're getting 1% better and building upon your golf swing and doing first things first, not second things first. So stay tuned, and we're going to help cure those misses so that you can start building the swing that you've always wanted in your game.